But let's just move this forward and touch on this part right here about the King James Version of the Bible. Now, when I say this, brothers and sisters, this is not to say that we should not read or study or utilize. We should use the King James Version of the Bible. But it's very important that we make a note, you understand, starting right at the gate, that it's for the linguistically handicapped as well as the linguistically disabled. We have been, as the lost, once lost but now found Beta Israel, we have been disabled or linguistically handicapped. It's very important for us to recognize that. Therefore, we are linguistically challenged because of this disability, the lack of ability, ableness to think and to process, you understand, the true code and to decode, and therefore to know ourselves, to know what's happening now, what happened yesterday, and what is to happen to come. All right. Now, the King James Version of the Bible is for the linguistically disabled. We say that the King James Version, the KJV, is an intermediate crutch. It's a crutch that we must use. Being disabled, if you can't walk on your own legs and you have crutches, you'll be a fool not to use that crutch. So it's a crutch, and why curse the crutch? Utilize that crutch, but understand that you must gain your own strength through, as they say, physical therapy for a physical, disability. But here we need language therapy. We need AMHARIC therapy for the linguistically disabled. But the King James Version of the Bible is a starting point for us. So it's a reference point. It's a starting point. The King James Version is also a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone. The King James Version of the Bible, it's a stepping stone. What do we mean that the King James Version is also a stepping stone? Because it is one step. You understand that we must, a necessary step. This means that etymology, English-based etymology, and I'll advise all of the serious students and Beckham as a murid to obtain a copy of the Webster's Collegiate Dictionary, a copy of the Webster's Collegiate Dictionary to study the etymology of various words so we can understand this language. And we're going to explain exactly how we got to be linguistically disabled and linguistically challenged now by not knowing our own true language. But with the King James Version, it's a stepping stone. Therefore, we must watch our steps. So another key for us who are linguistically handicapped and been disabled is to begin by learning the basic Ethiopic. The basic Ethiopic. When we say basic Ethiopic, we're speaking about the Gutters column from the Ha to the Pet, the Royal Amharic, and Biblical Hebrew in that order, and overcome our collective and individual linguistic disability and linguistic handicap. And this goes a long way to also reinstill confidence in us. A lot of us, we don't speak about this, but when we're looking at the Hebrew or we're looking at the Ethiopic, we're looking at these languages that a teacher or a lecturer or one-on-one will say, this is our language, so forth and so on, and we don't have that ability in it. We have no knowledge about it. It sounds like a strange and a foreign, a far away thing. It takes away our confidence, our trust, which is also part of that amen, you understand, to really do and to really overcome. So many of us, we run away from it or we struggle for years and years, you understand, not making very little to no progress. You understand? This will change. This will change. This too will pass. This too will pass. We have to say never again. Never again that we're going to be linguistically disabled and crippled and handicapped. But with the King James Version of the Bible, we have to compare and study the King James Version with His Imperial Majesty's Holy Bible side by side. Side by side. This means the King James Version of the Bible. Obtain a copy of His Imperial Majesty's Metahaf Kedus. Begin by learning the basic Ethiopic from Ha to Pet first, and then after from Ha to Pet has been mastered in those three 11 Fidel steps, 11 Fidels, 11 Fidels, 11 Fidels within, what, about a week. Within a week, you can master 11. You can memorize 11. You understand? You can master those, and within a month's time. You know what I'm saying? This is to challenge our people, to challenge the young students, to challenge the brothers and sisters, to really, so you can know this for yourself. It's so important for you to know this. You can hear me, you can agree or even disagree, but if you don't know it for yourself, you don't know it for yourself. So we have to first admit our linguistic handicap, our linguistic challenge, and our linguistic disability, so one can understand the importance of this Royal Amharic therapy and what we mean by Amharic therapy. Now, getting started in Amharic therapy, it's very important to begin with the good is. Some say geese, but really it's the good is. The good is order. The good is order is the first from top to bottom, the ha to pe. Vocalizing it flat, vocalizing it basic. Ha le ha me se re se she kebe. Some say ve te che ha ne nye a ka ha we a ze je ye de je ge te che pe se fe fe pe. Was that the you know, but begin by learning all of the 33 from ha to pe, the basic fidelat, by heart. By heart means to memorize and to mind exercise. To memorize and to mind exercise. The first step, because many brothers and sisters have come forward, and some have even admitted for years they've been, you know, learning and struggling, you know, to really just get the basics and master it, and some haven't even mastered the basic Fidel after years, you understand, of study. Hopefully this will change, and this is one of the reasons why we are coming forward with Amharic therapy and pointing out our linguistic handicap and challenge, you understand, as well as the confidence, pointing the way to that confidence that we, each of us individually need, and then also collectively. When you look at your brother or sister, you understand, who has applied themselves and you have applied yourself, you understand, you can trust that brother or sister because you know what you had to go through. And therefore, when you look at that sister and brother, you see yourself. So there's a standard. It says a rite of passage. These are very important rites of passage for more than 400 years that have been systematically stripped and prophetically stripped and taken away from us. But now we, as a lost, once lost but now found, Beit Israel, we must reclaim that. So this is what the Amharic therapy is all about, beginning with the good is order. You understand? And learning all of the 33 basic fidelat by heart, memorizing and mind exercising. Step 2, start learning in 3 sets. This is very important. Start learning in 3 sets of 11 Fidel per week, saying per 7 days. Take 20 minutes to half an hour at least every day. Just go over those 11 Fidels. Look at them and go from ha, count down 11, first week, every day. In the morning, in the evening, remind yourself, take little notes, go over the Amharic online.ning.com site where you can hear, you understand, a native enunciation, you understand, of those Fidels, you understand, and learn all 33 in at least 30 days. In 30 days, what many of you have been struggling to learn and to master over months and some even years. You understand, if you apply yourself according to the program being outlined by the Line of Judah Society and on Amharic online that we are outlining for you, you understand, and give it at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. You see, you get out of it what you put into it. So discipline is so important for discipleship. Thirdly, continue by learning each Fidel name, along with learning these 11, you understand, Fidel per week, practicing them every day. You will also learn the Fidel name. Each character has a name along with the Ge'ez, or the first order character fidel, from top to bottom, from Ha to Peh. Ha to Peh in 3 basic degrees and 3 basic steps. Well, now, once you master the Ge'ez 33, then you will go to the next level. You understand? Continue by learning the 7 basic vowel or sound orders, the E, U, E, A, A, I, and the O, or the Ge'ez is the first, and then the Ka'ib, and then the Shalis, and the Hams, or the Rabi'i, and then the Hams, and then the Sads, and then the Sab'i. You understand the 7 basic orders, E, U, E, A, I, O, but beginning with Ge'ez from top to bottom. And then once that's mastered, once the 33 are mastered, and you know the name of each fidel, you have accomplished that first level. You have entered in through the gate.